Yeah, just drinking myself to death in one night.
It made me feel good to see you cracked a beer tonight because I'm not there, and it makes me feel better that you are.
Well,
you know,
I'm an inspiration to the youth of America, and I don't like here's what I do like about Alabama.
The hush puppies.
No.
Oh.
Lie. That's what I say. April, becoming a member for her 19th month, says, prayers for my back door after Aaron drugs me. As of Chaz's Rekieta writing this guy's stand-up jokes. No, there's nothing about Jews in it. I was I was telling Nick, he was coming down to Mystic, and I was telling him, dude, do you want me? And I think I contacted you about this.
Okay.
Or I was going to if we actually followed through. I think I actually might have texted you about it. I was going to talk to Mystic, and I was going to say, look, your drinks bar, like your nightclub bar, has like no entertainment these next couple nights. Would you like us to do a comedy show? And I was going to see if we could get a little time
there you go.
to perform on this empty stage. And we ultimately never really asked, but I asked him, I said, Nick, do you want to do like 15, 20 minutes if I get us some time? And he goes, he was a little nervous. He goes, no, I don't want to. I'm like, why? He goes, oh, I don't think I could talk about any of the stuff I want to talk about in that kind of setting. I'm like, well, don't you have anything that's not like Jews and this and that? He's like, not really. You know, when they're just starting out in comedy, Johnny, sometimes they pigeonhole themselves, and they got
There's more out there, son.
Yeah, you can do more than just Jew and Holocaust shit.
My feet online secretly.
Yeah, I believe it's just rumble.com/Rekieta-Law. I don't think it's that difficult to find the link.
We did do an e-thought stream once.
Yeah, I mean, the nudes are there for anyone to look at, for God's sake.
And who doesn't want a Rekieta-Law nude?
I mean, look, I've been known from time to time to waffle on the issue.
No.
I've never committed.
Don't waffle. Just lean in, buddy.
Uh,
It's all right. You get plenty of them to warm up from Gino.
Well, look, you know, I
can't see much for all the fur.
But I feel like I'm cheating on Gino.
I know. You don't want to have that either.
I don't want to take other nudes.
You don't want to have Gino find out that you're taking Nick pics. And
I'm a one
more.
nude kind of a guy. A one nude guy kind of a guy.
I understand that.
I don't want to.
Now, if it's the ladies, though.
Well, then one at a time. Yeah.
I got to look at this one and appreciates it
Right.
first.
I got to be able to really hone in on this one and focus on it. If two women send me nudes at the same time, I got to go, I got to go like this. I got to block out the one. I got to appreciate one. And then I go, okay. And then I block the other one out. And I play a game called Softer or Harder. And if you look at one and you get harder.
Obviously, the answer is no. They wait a few years and they always call again.
Hey, I got to address something that NF Cap said, and then we'll get back into, we'll open up the 7 o'clock hour stories and all that, and we'll get down to business here. NF Caps, Rekieta, will you tell them what kind of camera you use? I asked Nick for the link to that camera. April, how many times now? 2, 3 times?
7.
7 times. I was being conservative because I updated OBS, and now our camera's doing that autofocus thing again that we have to shut off.
You know what's funny? My eyes are so dry today, I can't really see myself on the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping it's okay.
So you dumped 5 guys. Some of them became clingers. Somebody said
they all called again.
Okay.
Actually, except for one of them. I give that one credit. The last one never called again.
Never called
back. Just talk
back.
shit about me online. That's fine.
You know what it is? He saw what the new competition was, and he said, "You know what? It's not even worth it.
I don't want that smoke.
I can't compete. What am I going to do?"
Actually, wrong. Did call again because broke up in October for like the 4th time.
Okay.
Definitely still, February, still tried to get back in the good graces for months. So I can't even say that one.
I have to say, this is the fact that you're asking, I take as an insult personally. Rekieta,
I've seen an Asian man or two.
Rekieta-Law says, with $10, says, I am not a Jew.
Oh, no.
That sounds like projection because nobody was accusing
you. It does, yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have to say this to Nick a lot. This wasn't about you.
I literally can't think of one physical feature that I could ever point out that could look Jewish on Nick.
You know what's weird about Nick? I find myself.
Where do you want to start?
I find myself saying to Nick, a lot of the things I've heard other people say to me.
Yeah, no, buddy, you're okay.
It's weird.
You don't have to be so insecure.
I'll tell him things like, hey, I wasn't talking about you. And I'll be like, wait a minute. People say that to me a lot.
Not everything is about you.
I don't understand why that one.
Aaron raises his voice and everyone looks like Michael J. Fox suddenly.
Yeah.
Actually, it just looked like Rekieta. He shakes a lot.
All right, enough already. What are you yelling about? Would you stop for 5 goddamn seconds? Nick says, if I was a Jew, I would have given $2. See, that checks out. That's a fair
Yeah,
point.
but
Actually, if you were Jewish, you wouldn't have
warned
done.
me about people that look like you. I would have assumed that was the case.
It is a Jewy appearance, but that doesn't. Again, you can't judge a book by the cover. Actually, you know what? I don't like that saying either. You can't judge a book by a cover. You know how many times? Do you know how many times I've judged a person just based solely on like a little snippet, and I'm like, nailed it.
Hey,
a lot.
Actually, you judged me first.
I did, and I was wrong. I was. Fun talking about your most recent prostate exams. So let's wait. Let's get the count here. Gino and Keanu, Chrissy, Jim Florentine, Nick Rekieta and his wife, just tearing them apart, just one after the other, just tearing them down.
Yeah, Rich and Chrissy Mayer. Oh, did you already?
Already said Chrissy.
Yeah. All right.
So taking them all down. Oh, I didn't know you swing. Do you do ass? Would you me in the anal cavity? No.
You don't plumb men in the butt. What are you, 6?
Yeah. What are you, 6? Oh, what is that? Is that to you? King Kong Dong says poster family. Oh yeah, of course. Matt. Yes.
He's been hanging that poster for a while.
Yeah. Oh, like a
joke.
Like a teenager with a New Kids on the Block poster. Are you kidding me? All right, boys and girls. Kanye a lot?
Yeah, dude. If I get drunk and talk about Kanye, get ready for a half hour of the same story over and over and over again because we're talking about Kanye.
Yeah, I remember I think I got a text from Nick. He's like, I got way too fucked up for this stream. Or somebody in the chat told me, one of the two. Either he texted me or somebody in the chat went, Nick was fucked up last night. I think he must have texted me because by the time someone told me about it in the chat, I was already, because it was after the birthday weekend. It was after we went to Mystic.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it was Michael B. And he was like, oh, man, I got really fucked up. And Michael B said, I was listening to Nick. Tell us about Bob with no knuckles.
Oh, yeah, the Bob with no knuckles.
And I was like, how would Michael B know that story? And he said, oh, it's just something Nick talked about. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, sometimes you just get really hammered. Not me, because I don't like to get that out of control on the air. I can't do it. I know I can't. Some people can, some people can't. I think if you know you can't, you shouldn't try.
I've gotten there before, and I've decided I don't want to do it anymore.
Right. You don't feel sharp.
I don't like it. I don't like going. You know what the worst part is? The worst part is the sober wake up after, and you go, I have to see how that stream ended. Because I don't remember how.
I don't remember. Because radio was great because of having to tiptoe all the time and finding funny ways to say things. Yeah, like the whole audience was in on it, too. Like the whole audience, like we would do a wink and nudge and the audience would get it. It was a lot of fun. The internet's just so lame because you can say whatever you want. Rusty Grammar says you guys towed the line hard on radio, like really hard. Oh, fuck yeah, we did. We got we had so many, what do you call them? We had so many, what are those called that they send you? Cease and desist? Oh my God, I think I got 7 of them. I've got one of them hanging up right here, but I think I've had 7 cease and desists from people we either made fun of or shows we listened to or whatever. It's fun. It was a lot of fun. Anna would adore
Oh, those two would die, and they're 100% going next time they're here.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They get their here. We go to the 90s. Gino and I sing Bent. Nobody will sing Bent with me.
Come on.
I got my new buddy. I got Nick, but Nick's not as cool as Gino. Because Nick won't sing the cool songs.
You know, I think that kind of moves him up the coolness ladder.
No.
He won't sing Rob Thomas.
If you won't sing, and he won't sing anything Rob Thomas related, and it's like that's
I won't either.
But that's a problem. That's a psychological. When you let someone control your psyche that much, that's never good. You're letting them in too much.
What do you mean letting somebody control
Won't sing any Rob Thomas.
Right, but now, so in that case, who has control over my brain and Nick's brain?
Rob Thomas.
Really?
He has too much power over you.
I like the rhythm of it so much. I think I've listened to All the Small Things 300 plus times in my life. I love that song.
And I think that's my problem with All the Small Things. I've listened to it.
Why haven't I sang that with
times.
somebody at karaoke yet? I would sing that song all the times.
Nick would sing it with you. He loves that
I bet
fucking
he
song.
would.
Yeah.
He likes What's My Age Again.
And which one did you say?
All the Small Things.
Oh.
We can meet in the middle.
If you have anything that you can throw in, fuck my ass, throw it in now. Streamline, yeah, fuck my ass with money.
I mean, is it my birthday?
Yeah, we're not a proud show. We are total e-beggars, as we said.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny little audience, small little show, just trying to, eke it out so we can keep our program on the air. John Doe says, do you two sleep in the same bed or two separate beds like Lucy and Ricky?
Oh, I would never sleep in a separate bed than him.
Gotta sleep in the same
I gotta
bed.
sleep next to him or I can't sleep.
All right, guys, there it is. We got 4 minutes left until we both log off the air and we go, God damn it, piece of shit. Shouldn't even. Here's where 185 sucks. It's $50. I would have rather just take the night off. I wasn't angry. I wasn't angry. I just, it was just, shit gets away from you. That's all.
Sounds like it.
I went to the two girls. I go, you want a drink? And they said no. And Nick goes, ooh, me. And
I'm just picturing us using Nick as a luge now.
Yes, just throwing Angel's Envy bottles up his asshole. Okay.
But like fat end first, so the spout is like so for us.
He's a goer.
Right?
Yeah, he's a goer. And he says, you know what? I want to hurt. Make me feel like I've done something wrong. And then I shove the fat end of the Jameson or the Angel's Envy bottle up his anus. And he makes a weird sound. It's if I could try to recreate it when I Nick Rekieta with a whiskey bottle, fat end first. He makes this sound like it's a weird whimpery, but it's not loud, so it's not like overbearing.
Do you lube it first?
No, he demands I don't. He says I want to feel this the way God wanted me to. He's a religious guy. You got to remember that about Nick. He is religious.
I actually hate the two of you now.
Yeah. So when I him with an Angel's Envy bottle, he goes, I want to feel it the way Jesus wanted me to feel it. And then
I'll literally take her anywhere so that her and I can avoid hearing that.
really,
Yes.
because this is the sound he makes. You didn't know that.
I didn't want to.
This is me Nick Rekieta with an Angel's Envy bottle. Not again in a
Please
friend.
don't.
We're friends. This is a
No.
friend way. This isn't like he did something wrong. This is a
He
friend.
wanted this?
Yes, this is when or any whiskey bottle, but Angel's Envy in particular, he seems to be partial to. I think it's the rectangular bottom versus the circular. He prefers it. I'm not here to judge anyone.
He likes the square peg in the round hole.
Exactly. And it fits his personality. And here is, again, the sound he makes when I him. You didn't. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Theodore Roosevelt says that sounds like Prince. That's what I always tell him. I go. I always whisper to him. I go, "You're my Prince." And that as I shove the bottle into his anus.
God.
And by the way, if this is making you wet in any way, you're a disgusting piece of shit. If this is turning you on in any way, shape, or form, me Nick Rekieta with an Angel's Envy bottle while I whisper sweet nothings into his ear, you need to go to church.
Now are you speaking to me or them?
Everyone, but mostly you.
Well, then I plead the fifth.
All right. I whisper to him, I go, "Who's my little prince?"
It's really disgusting.
Really, it's something else, man. I tell you what. It's degenerate behavior.
I really never thought I'd get there in my life,
That's
you know?
for sure. See, he's saying I'm fat.
No, I don't get it.
It hurts a lot.
I've actually never seen you so skinny. It must be because neither of us are eating anything.
Nosferatu says, I'm pretty sure Nick Rekieta only lets his black friend his anus. Well, I'm his new black friend. I'm sorry. Amanda Hugginkiss says, whiskey bottle in the butt is old school. Try a Tide container. Don't tell me how to my friends, please.
Owie.
Don't tell me how to my friends.
Can I at least start with like a little Gain softener bottle?
He doesn't like to start small. You don't know him right. Like,
you know what? I don't know Nick Rekieta.
You don't
all.
You don't know how his butthole works.
I don't think I should.
Anu and Gino.
We miss our loves.
I really do want them to come back here.
I do too.
Very, very soon.
I miss them.
And then tell all our other swinging partners that, you know what, our dance card's full.
Actually, I think they should bring Frank and Chrissy with them.
Bring Frank and Chrissy. You know what we'll do? We'll have Chrissy, me, Gino, Keanu, and Nick Rekieta all perform at a comedy show, and we'll call it the Swingers of Comedy Tour. The Steel Toe Swinger Show.
The Steel Toe Swinger Show?
The Steel Toe Swinger Show.
I don't know. Will that one sell tickets? People might get scared.
You wouldn't believe.
Did you hear the dog whine, or is that your stand?
That was my...
No, was it your mic stand?
Yeah, it was my mic stand. Great. And then Rekieta and I have already decided we're calling out Alex Stein after that.
What does he have to do with you guys calling out Alex Stein? Is he fighting too?
No, he and I were just talking about it.
Oh.
And I wanted to give him some credit.
Nick never liked how shitty Alex was to me on Simpcast because
Right.
he was there too.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, but I do think that Alex and I are okay now.
Like, we hung out with the Reketas after our comedy show, and what was really cool, it's always awesome when there's married couples, when, like, the women get along, when the guys get along.
I love her.
Because, like, Rekieta and I obviously got along. We're comedians. We were just around, telling jokes, making each other laugh, whatever. But then our wives were getting along at the same time. We're like, oh, you know, and we all have kids. So you're like, well, when you're a married couple who has kids and you all get along, that's like a rainbow. And you're like, we all need to hang out because otherwise we're all going to have to hang out separately and we're going to go insane with all these kids we have and shit.
Yes, I'm not going to finish that second one.
So now when it comes to February, I'm going to take an amateur fight. I'm going to win that one. I'm going to call out Alex Stein after. And if Alex doesn't accept my challenge, he's a fucking bitch.
Jesus, man.
That's how it goes.
Just not during Pride Month. We do like to keep Pride.
Yeah, we like to keep our pride during Pride Month. But not a tight butthole.
I now have a picture of Aaron by the by with a humongous pride flag behind him, and it is really cute.
It's Nick and I singing karaoke.
Yeah.
And as we're singing karaoke, there's a giant pride flag behind us. And it looks so right.
It does. You two are a couple cuties in front of that pride flag, and you're killing it. Singing Footloose.
We were singing Footloose in front of a pride flag at a gay bar. It was pretty. It fit.
You were indeed cutting Footloose.
We were, yes.
You looked a little more free than he did.
I was footloose and free. Like, I'll just look at her and be like, "You're shameless." You're shameless.
Am I that young boy on the playground that's trying to hit on the girl, but I pull her pigtails?
Like she'll.
Did you just say you is?
You is, yes. No, she'll flirt with Nick sometimes. She'll just playfully flirt with Nick. She'll be like, "Oh, you're just so dumb." You're just like, come on.
I don't know that I flirt with
That's
Nick.
a little flirty. Everybody flirts.
I think you flirt with Nick.
Me flirting is pretty obvious. I'm not a very...
He just grabs his really.
I just go,
Yeah,
look at it.
I don't think me saying Nick is stupid sometimes equals...
I get a dreamy little smile on my face when I'm flirting. Like, you can tell that I'm just kind of being shameless.
You just called me shameless.
I'll just joke. We're both shameless flirts.
What about when I flirt with Keanu?
You're flirting with Keanu.
I feel like when I flirt with Keanu, it's more smoldering.
You're a nervous flirter with Keanu.
You can tell when it's serious because I do get nervous.
Yeah, April.
I get nervous when I mean it.
April's a nervous flirter. All right, guys. Cody Thompson with $4.99 says Morgan and Morgan would help. Thank you, TK's Garage on YouTube. I don't know what TK's Garage. People always say things and I don't know them.
Nobody got my lawyer.
I feel left out. Yeah, one of them did. Gray Idol says Nick would recommend a better lawyer.
So not even him.
Nope.
I'm going to have to look.
All right. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chat, horseshit, all that horseshit. Nothing tonight. Anything you guys throw at us, we're putting towards tomorrow. Thank you very much. We're floating one today. And she wouldn't leave my Willie alone.
Just tone deaf, really.
I really am. You know this. I have to sing certain songs where I can start low And I don't have to venture much further from
What's
there.
like your most sing-songy song for you?
Like a song I can nail?
Yeah.
Like that I can really get after? Oh, man, that's a good one. Probably either a Chris Young, Luke Combs, Eric Church, or... Yeah, probably something around there. Maybe
They do have everything in common with what you just said. They start
Exactly.
low and then they go high.
And, oh, my God, he's the funniest guy.
Oh.
Somebody says, what about Matt? I love drinking with Matt, but Matt and I have only been friends for a few years.
And you know what? Nick's going to be upset with you now, too.
I love Nick. I think Nick's great, but
no, he thinks you don't know.
I would sit and like watch a movie with Nick and all that, and he's fun to drink with too.
You're trying to Netflix and chill with Nick.
I'd sit and I'd karaoke with him. I'd drink. He's in the top 5. Jesus Christ! But I'm saying if
Where
you
am
gave
I?
me see, this is why you don't make these
All right,
lists.
no
You hurt
girls
people.
allowed. No
Yeah,
girls
no girls allowed.
Okay.
But my buddy Donnie, we go to a football game. We go to a Vikings game. It was the Thanksgiving night game against the Patriots.
Best Thanksgiving of all time.
It's the funnest day. We had the kids all day. We dropped the kids off.
Yep.
We go to the Vikings game. It's a hoot. We stay at a hotel. We get shit hammered. It's just the greatest.
It was the best Thanksgiving. And we went to a bar after the game.
We did. We went to a bar afterwards.
So fun. Okay.
Simple enough.
Yeah, I do believe you do have to have him on Rumble.
Rumble Friday. We
Because
have Chad Zumock on, and it's all fun and games.
I feel like everything else he might say as well is probably unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know.
Speak of the devil, Nick says he wants to roast Chad. You don't even know who Chad is.
God, you can watch one episode of Kumia's. What is it? Kumia's Cucks?
Kumia's Cucks. I love that.
He'd
I actually love that name.
Probably get a good feeling for who he is.
Yeah, I love that name.
Right.
Kumia's. We're one of Kumia's Cucks. Yeah, you get to know different cultures from all around the world.
Did I say that?
So
I didn't mean to.
now she's confronted by this Jewish woman. I love this because this is the other part of this thing. I'm sorry. I didn't read Nick's super chat. I just thanked him for the $20 super chat. He said, "You Cosby'd me?" ?
Oh, I didn't even know he sent one.
You Cosby'd me ?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Very kind and sweet.
But who Cosby'd him? I did?
Remember you said about me on New Year's that we had like 6 people that we ran through or something, and I said, where was I? Was I Cosby'd again?
Oh, yeah. The Gino. It was what?
Gino, Pellegrinos. Do you know the Pellegrinos are so sweet? They sent us a Christmas card.
They did. So I'm going to put all our other friends of ours that became our friends through the internet on notice. I didn't get a Rekieta Christmas card. I didn't get a Bisconti Christmas card.
Lila Hart.
I didn't get a Lila Hart Christmas card.
Mersh. You know what's
I didn't get a Riley Christmas card.
Riley. He's
Riley.
a fun dude.
Riley, you gnome-looking fucker.
What? We can't talk this year. I do Christmas cards like I do them every year because I love them.
I say.
We ran out of time this year of him.
Some people say it's flirting.
Everyone is telling me, he was hitting on you. And I'm like, I don't think so. But everyone said that. And like he said he's over April. But
he was trying to yell at me through you.
That's always how I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with Alex. I think he's fine.
We're good. Because I was telling Nick this story last week after that, because he was on that episode. And
that's where I first met Nick.
I DM'd Alex during that episode, and I just wrote to him, "Do we have a f***ing problem?" And then from there, it became he appears on the show a few times. He does our compound show with us. He calls you America's stepmom. Like everything seems okie dokie.
Yeah.
And that's about where we left it. I mean, we just haven't.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like Alex is fine.
And now I do want to have a boxing match with him though. Like for fun, like I don't want to, not like I'm gonna fucking kill you. It's more like
you want to just for funsies.
It'd be fun.
You just want to touch Alex in the ring.
I just want to touch Alex a little. Keanu says, "I'll text y'all that answer." Also, hi. Which answer?
Maybe she knows what happened or not. Which, by the way, the difference between us and Zumock is once I find, at least me, I won't speak for him. Once I find out information like that, I'm like, ooh, that's juicy and fun, and just for me to know. Like, I don't tell people that stuff. I feel
steel toe hoodie, 2 tickets to every live event we do, which we're probably going to ramp those up. Now that I have a roster, I think we're going to ramp those up a little bit.
Okay.
Because we haven't had a roster for a while.
A roster?
Like Corey went to Texas, and we just had Johnny and I.
Yeah.
Now I'm bringing Nick along the ropes of comedy. He's not going to be able to do the Jew shit all the time. We're going to have to kind of slowly build some material there. But Nick can do shows. Johnny can do shows.
I see
I
what
can
you
do
mean.
shows.
Yeah.
So now we got a rotation of guys where we can do an hour and a half show, no problem.
Okay.
So we might do a few more. Richard Kristofsky with $50 says, I make almost $30 an hour and never went past high school. Hobos, they just put what they
Goddamn.
could find in there.
You can't get a can of diced tomatoes. You can't get a tomato and cut it up.
No, not if you're a hobo.
Do you know how cheap tomatoes are?
Hobos can't do it.
I don't like it.
Hobos got to keep it very basic. Why does Nick need more than the Jew content? There are so many jokes there. You can mine it like gold, Stein, says Raz of Chaz.
I don't disagree with Raz.
I would just like to see him branch out as an artist. You know, it's the comic in me. I want to see him be able to do more. I'm sure there's more he could do. If he was sitting here, he'd go, no, not really.
God, your impression.
My
of him
impression's
is
solid.
So
It's
weird.
a real good impression. It's getting there. It's almost there.
Yeah, I
You
believe
gotta
in you.
you gotta have a little bit of you gotta have a cracking voice and gravel in it.
Cracking.
You gotta crack a little
Does
bit.
he crack?
Oh yeah.
I have not noticed
Yeah,
a
he's
crack
got
ever.
no, he's got a crack and gravel. That's
gravel. I know.
a Nick Rekieta impression is crack,
Crack.
gravel, and panache. Crack, gravel, and panache. That's how you do a Nick Rekieta impression. Riding Dirty Llama says pizza and coconut water. Better put pineapple on that pizza to go with it. Oh, yeah? What are you trying to say? Sorry, I'm getting defensive.
Well, pineapple goes good with a lot of shit.
I apologize for that outburst. Nick Rekieta, just being a complete rat bastard, says, I have kissed Aaron multiple times.
What a mo. I do have photo evidence of some of it. Did you like it, though? That is the main question.
Look, I didn't want to bring this up. I didn't want to have disclosure time on today's program.
It's a great music group.
But I have to say, I'm not a beard rubbing on my cheeks kind of guy.
You're not?
I'm not.
I think I said this the other day.
I don't like. I'll tell you what it is. I don't mind. This is gonna sound so. I don't like being kissed by men, but
That's
when
where
it
you
comes
part
to
ways?
when it comes to the beard,
Yeah.
if the top part brushes up, that's not as bad as when the bottom part brushes down. Do you understand what
How
I
are you
mean?
kissing?
When the hair goes down like that, that's not terrible. It's
I said on the show last week that I believe it's over half of the men I've dated, which isn't that many, but most of them had beards. I've always been a facial hair kind of guy. You tried it for a little bit. I didn't hate it. I'd prefer you without it, but
Nick also says I can fix Halsey, and by fix I mean make her a lesbian forever. It's just she looks at Nick's face as she wakes up and she goes, "Oh shit! I need some now." He's like, "All right, sorry, I apologize for that." Got to work on my Rekieta impression. That was
wow, I think we're banned from hanging out with him now.
That was an old
Shit.
Jewish gremlin I just did.
That was really mean.
Yeah, that was just me going, I'll take all your money. Yeah.
I've heard him say that a time or two.
That's not a good impression. That's it. That actually sounds like I was trying to do an honoring impression. That just sounded insulting. Well,
very,
you
very
know.
unsexy.
It's not a good. It needs work.
You're right. Now I'm starting to think that if I were to wake up to that face too, I'd be terrified into
Oh my God.
lesbianism. Is that a word?
It's like if someone woke up to just my forehead. You know?
Terrifying.
They'd sit there and they go, the fucking aliens are real. Exactly. Rekieta says this is the correct attitude to Keanu, so you don't want
Right.
Bisconti smooch. Yeah, no, he's saying so you don't want Bisconti smooches anymore. Noted. And he's saying that's the correct attitude to not want Bisconti kisses.
No, I think you're reading that wrong.
People also accusing Nick of being drunk.
You're reading that
We're,
how you
we're
want
now
to
just
read it.
having a compound Rekieta law steel toe like get together on air and in the chat right now.
Are we okay with it?
That's all. I'm fine. It's killing time.
Seems like a lot of mixing of
It's
groups.
there's a lot of fluids getting all thrown together. It's harsh.
It's kind of gross.
There's a scent in the air that I'm not particularly
Okay.
comfortable with.
Jesus Christ.
But maybe over time I could get used to it. I don't know. It's a lot. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just going to go check the oven on that note.
By that she means inside of her pants. She literally slid off the chair. Keanu says, I loved your pasta, girlfriend. All right, girls, let's stay. Hey, let's take it easy. How's the air fryer debate going? Guy Sartell says air fryers are too hard to clean. Fuck those little holes. All day, baby. All day. Suave Banana, who knows something about little holes. Yes. D. Gulag says, Rekieta is the internet's Anthony Weiner. To which Rekieta says, I have better pictures than him. I told you I'm not paying the 10 grand. Release them. There is a picture, I don't think it's out there, of Nick and I singing with a giant pride flag in the
I
background.
have it. It's in my phone. I took it.
It's
maybe one of my favorite pictures I have.
It's a pretty adorable picture.
It's really cute. And he must be standing like, you guys look like you're the same size in the picture almost, which is really weird because aren't you like, your stature's like a lot bigger than him?
My stature.
Big
I
man.
mean, I'm taller and I weigh more.
You two look the same size in the picture. It's deceiving. It's the trans flag, really.
I'm a couple inches taller and I'm about 45 pounds heavier.
Sounds about right.
I'm a weighty gentleman. I can't help it.
The bedroom should be aware.
Sometimes. Sometimes you jostle them awake. That's all. Greg Arias says, is it a pineapple sweater knitting? That's arts and crafts.
That is.
That's an arts and crafts thing. Ovi says, yeah, exactly. What the fuck? I said, oh, man, all these names. Gino, Frank, me, Nick.
I didn't hear you say that.
Uh-oh, she thinks Nick Rekieta's ugly as Clip it, my lost interest.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
April doesn't think Nick Rekieta's attractive, but she thinks Frank Pellegrino and Gino Bisconti are.
I'm very sorry.
Oh, boy.
That would be a confusing thing to say.
That's not going to hit right.
I'm
Freaky
sorry.
Deaky says brutal.
He's plenty attractive. It's fine.
383 Novocaine says there is one major rule at Swingstock. No means no.
Well, duh.
Isn't that
What do
kind
you,
of, I mean,
isn't that
technically,
universal?
that is a rule that's carved into law. I mean, that's kind of the rule everywhere. There is no. What you're implying is that, there are places where no doesn't mean no, and that's simply
Epstein
not the
Island.
case. Doc Brewski says someone get Racket some burn cream.
I'm really sorry.
Mega
play the
Dread
clip
says
back.
ouch ×2.
Clip it. You never said his name.
No Pen 15 Fathead says his Nick's nose too big.
No,
That's probably
I
what
don't
it
mind
is.
his nose at all. His nose is fine.
I'll have to shoot him a text here. And
I hate you.
I'll have to let him know.
I'm already getting shit on.
April said Gino.
What does it mean when Omega Dread says April is that anime character that is like, I'm taking your arm with me?
I don't know. I'm not a big anime guy.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Am I an anime character?
Phantom X says, if I recall correctly, April has said on the show that she wondered if Nick was a banker because of his nose. So maybe that's why.
I've never said that.
It's not very nice.
I've not once said that.
Yeah.
A little confusion for a second, a little anger.
It can hurt like shit to get hit with a pitchfork.
So you're telling me you've never stepped on some sort of, oh God, what are they called? Not utensil, fucking...
A tool?
A tool?
Yeah.
You've never stepped on the end of something like a rake or a pitchfork and had it come back and smack you in the head?
I only know one. No, I've never done that with a rake.
God.
I've stepped on a rake before, but I usually can catch the stick.
See, now
before
with
it
a
hits me.
pitchfork, the tines are like curved on the bottom,
Sure.
so that shit rocks up real fast. If that.
There we go. Not very fresh.
No, you were killing me with those. today.
Aristocrat King Yeti says, I hate you now, Rackets. See, now they've turned on him. If I can take my minuscule audience and I can cause it to turn on Nick using nothing but his own words, I am not going to encourage. In fact, I would never discourage anyone from listening. I would encourage them to listen. And then I want his own words and actions and behaviors to cost him admiration. I don't want to do it myself.
I understand.
I just want to be the conduit to which he decides to open up. I like it when people start feeling comfortable and letting people see another side of themselves and then watching people wholesale reject that side of that person.
It's so mean, though.
I know, but it's so
hurtful.
funny. It's so fun to watch someone get confident
Get a little cocky.
and then, take that for a walk
Yeah.
and then have people outwardly go, don't ever fucking do that again. It's like when you get a nice hat and you like it a lot. And you're like, I can't wait to go wear this hat. And then everyone calls you the F word when you wear it.
I did that recently.
See?
I had a nice cowboy hat.
And everyone went, "Arr." he sells coke.
Not the way he slings money around.
I hope I'm responsible for some kind of money laundering. That's what I
That's
hope.
at the end of your life. That's what you hoped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scarface says, I want Kyle Rittenhouse to go to prison for life now because Rackets restarted the Asia bit, or the Asa
Aw.
bit. Well, I mean, I don't really think that gives Nick a punishment for restarting it. You're just sending Kyle Rittenhouse to prison.
Right. What did Kyle do?
Yeah, like he's rich now. He goes to rich people prison.
Yep.
He doesn't have to worry about real prison. Sid, all right, well, you talk to those fucking people then.
What flavor would you like, ideally? Something bourbon related?
Yeah, something
Ooh.
bourbon related.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Bourbon?
Yeah.
I like it.
And then we'll clue Nick into it too. We'll see if we can get Rekieta a hot sauce.
That man likes his bourbon too.
Yeah.
And he deep dives into
Our
our
parents.
parents and stuff. And
Oh
have you
my
forgiven
God.
your mother?
Have you forgiven your mother? Have you forgiven your father for being weak?
Are you the head of your household?
Are you the head of your house? Are you the head of your wife? And you're looking at your wife and you're just like, and I think, didn't Nick tell me he had this same problem
Oh,
when
I think he
Jesse
did.
asked him?
Well,
He goes, are you the head of your wife? And Nick was like, he's
your
like,
Nick's getting better.
it's getting, yeah, it's I
getting
told you
there.
it's going to get there.
I know. Do you think he
Oh.
can come up with a you impression? That could be a fun challenge.
I don't know.
You're so unique. I've never heard another voice.
Yeah,
like
I have a
yours.
very unique voice. Maybe he could do it.
Yeah, Jesse does
yeah,
really. He gets to you.
And I'm like, are you the head of your wife? And I'm like, well, we work together. No, are you the head of your wife? Like, he doesn't take a nuanced answer. He wants like a yes or no.
Right.
And I go, I guess then, yeah, I am. And he went, beta.
That's the thing. Like, you know how he, like, you know what to say that he'll want to hear, but I wonder if he can sniff that out too.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, I know how Aaron should answer this just to appease him in a way,
Sure.
but that's not usually how you and I roll.
Yeah, and I want to get him laid.
Okay, so Mersh and I are going to go out and have a banger of a night. We'll go to some strip clubs or
All right.
something. And you guys, you can be Chad's wingman, and you're going to get him laid.
Okay, I could get Chad laid. Let's say Nick and I go together. How quick could we get Chad laid?
Excuse me.
Instantaneously.
If those two are coming down with us, they're hanging out with me that night to make me feel better about you hanging out with Chad. Are you kidding?
Are you kidding? You don't think
No,
if Nick meets Chad, he's not going to want to hang out with this goofball?
God, I hope not. I might lose a little respect.
He would absolutely be like, I really want to hang out with this guy. I want to see what he's got.
Why do you always make him sound Jewish?
He's got, because he sounds Jewish. He's got a big Jewish nose. He sounds Jewish. I love the guy. He's my favorite Jew.
What? Now the other one's upset.
Well, that one wants to me, though. That's a little
He
weird.
certainly does.
Yeah.
Interrogate. I'm just
She
curious.
said she was having a few people over for a little mixer, if you will.
Aha,
Ooh.
and you were the
Mixer.
last.
And you were the only guy invited?
There was another dude, but they all went to the bars, and I kind of hung around with her. She
hung
said,
around to help you clean up.
That's a good move, Chad.
It is. If you're interested in somebody, you definitely stay, kind of like Adam's about to say, you help them clean up.
Yeah, you hang back from the whole
Yep.
thing. Or I've donated to Gino's show before. And I feel
fed those cats, motherfucker.
Yeah, I feel like I really did something. And like Mersh just has cats. I have 3 kids. So like if you throw it at us, it's just you feel really good about yourself. I haven't thrown Rekieta any money yet because he broadcasts at the dog middle of the night.
This is a weird time.
It's very strange to be broadcasting, to be a night owl like that.
Hey, man, if
And-
it works for him.
Yeah, he broadcasts in the middle of the night and gets hundreds of multiples of what we get when we broadcast in the primetime driving hours. Wonderful.
Oops.
It does. It really it doesn't make you want to cut your own throat.
No,
I
I'm not
promise.
jealous at all.
No, not
No.
at all. No problem. Because all the sex we have makes up for it.
Well, I guess that helps you.
Yeah, that always literally salves my behind. If that's the case.
Cunt.
Natalie Dormer can take a new nail job
That's
and
not
put
Natalie
it right up my
Dormer.
shit cutter. I know, but I'm saying both of them can.
It's Amelia Clark.
I know it's Amelia Clark. I'm skipping over to the next one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna invite what's her name, Natalie Dormer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll invite Rekieta and Natalie Dormer over, and we'll start with Natalie's finger. And somewhere in there, you'll be so distracted, we'll just slip Nick's finger in
Why
there.
does no? I've got Natalie Dormer. I don't want.
You'll like both of them, I'm sure.
Best
of
case
it.
scenario, I'll share Natalie Dormer, but I'm not taking any business up my ass. Look, if the choice is a finger up my ass or we double team Natalie Dormer, I'll double team Natalie Dormer. That's fine.
What am I doing? Filming? Providing water
Just
and
keep
towels?
your mouth shut and hope that we don't bring you into the fray. With old Nat.
This has suddenly gotten very
With
messy.
old Nat. Well, I'm sorry. I'm like a skunk just spraying at everyone. You threatened my asshole. This is how I behave. Things get real degenerate if it means taking the attention off of my booty hole.
I'm like a skunk spraying.
Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings offensive line was coming in if my butthole got offered up anymore. Me thinks the rating because he can spit
I'm going
really
to
well.
get out of here and go pee if you do that again.
If I do musicals?
Yeah.
Everybody has AIDS. AIDS, 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 AIDS. That's a little different. That's Team America.
I'm out of coffee, too. It was bad.
Nick says, if you can consult with Republicans and make a Republican Party into a fun event, you deserve $50 million. That's true. Yeah, I could never join one of those parties because those rat behaves the way it does. My has treated me very well over the last 37 years.
Has
He
it?
doesn't need to go changing.
I don't know if that's true.
What has my ever done to anybody?
I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. Nick says, be right there to see whose ass is tighter. How do you test something like that? That's really
I'm not going to tell you. You're going
it's
to be scared.
just a digit test.
Look,
I
I
think.
will handle this.
All right.
I'll put a glove on first.
I trust you. I was a lot fatter there,
That
too.
was in Litchfield. This one over here, the boxing one, is like okay. Right?
It's okay. But those shorts push everything up. I hate the boxing shorts. Natalie Dormer has that hot UK face. Calford's dog says, I'd let Nick violate me if I got to Natalie Dormer.
I think most of us would. I don't know if I like her face or not, but her tits are great.
Great tits.
I've always liked her tits a lot. And they're not too big, so it makes me feel better about myself because mine are remarkably small.
All right, you guys cannot accuse me of ignoring the chat now. I spent a lot of time with you, Mr. Me and Mario Yanetta, all getting memberships. Magic 8 Ball says, R.I.P. April hot tub accident. Yeah, she got down the drain. What do you do? T. Jefferson says she didn't seem to like anyone, really. I'll tell you this, she likes Nick just fine. My friends. And she does. No, her and April get along really, really well. But I really think she kind of thinks that I'm sort of a piece of shit. Raz of Chaz says she might just think you're annoying. Yeah, that's about right. I think she finds me obnoxious. Can you believe that? Gray Idol says, Lady Rackets laughed at what you said. This diversion tactics aren't working. I don't think she did. The only time I saw her laugh is when she called me a stupid asshole or something like that. I can't remember. Nana's Clam says, abrasive would be a good term to describe initial impressions of you. SC Motorsport says, maybe she's just sick of putting up with two you and Nikki. That could be it. Maybe I blame this whole thing on Nick and say, like, well, if you just weren't always a cunt, then when I'm a cunt, it would be more charming. By the way, $10 from Brown Nut says 10 for a jar of farts. Leaves an initial imprint for life. Thank you, buddy. Annoyed Quick Trip Supervisor says, so I should turn off this boring show and go watch the members-only show with boobies. April and Lady Rackets in a hot tub, and Nick and I literally just being a couple of off on the corners. Like, we framed it in a way that those two would be in the middle, because who needs to see the two of us? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you guys turn off this show, become a member, go watch that show. I mean, it's still, before you get your hopes up, it's still two women. Neither of them had anything interesting to say. And Nick and I, just funny, just one after the other. Just killing. We weren't. It's very awkward to be, like, entertaining in a hot tub because the hot tub is supposed to be the thing. What did the audience call it? Not swing cast. It was hashtag swing stream. That's what it was. And nobody believes us when we embrace that moniker. Nobody believes that I'm sleeping with Nick Rekieta. You'd think it wouldn't be that much of a stretch. But alas, here we are. This is an imaginary road trip. It's not real. She can go anywhere she wants with this road trip. She goes, we can go to Florida and we can go see Mersh. And, like, you know, Lady Rackets doesn't have an opinion, but Nick and I are both like, I mean, yeah, Mersh is a cool guy and everything. And, you know, I'm like, yeah. Nick's like, he's fun to hang out with. I'm like, yeah, he probably is. He's, you know, he likes to drink. Seems like a good enough guy. But, you know, in this scenario you're putting forward, you can literally go wherever the fuck you want to that a car will travel. She wants to go to Florida to see Mersh. The fuck is going on with this broad? But Mersh with $5 does say the Dabbleverse has cancer. And like anything with cancer, it's dying. Run from it with gusto or die a Kevin Brennan fan show. I will say this. Mersh, you are 1,000% right. You are absolutely correct. However, I will never stop finding Kevin Brennan ironically funny. Just to watch him lose his mind. The Lions 49ers game, and I'm like, God, I want to watch this game. But I know we also have to do a members only stream. And so I was like, well, I'm already drinking beer. Why don't we go in the hot tub? We'll drink some beer. And April and I were like, well, we'll do this show. And Nick was like, why don't we all just do the show in the hot tub? And that way, all the people who think, you know, who are like, oh, the Imholtes, they're f***ing the Biscontis, they're f***ing the Rekieta, they can make all their stupid jokes and everything else, and it'll be hilarious. And I was like, you know what? I'm all in with that. And I was like, all right, 15 minutes, we'll do a quick stream, and then we'll get back to the 49ers and the Lions. And we ended up going 40 minutes with this thing. It was a lot of fun. Although, like, you watch shit like this back, and like hot tub streams are very much like you're in a hot tub. Like the actual content of it is usually not very good. But we were being kind of gay. It was fun.
Hot enough to boil
Not
the
hot enough to boil the sketty.
Oh.
It would be if the Viscontis were here.
None of us are Italian.
Right.
We're not. No.
Where
I think
did
my
he
ancestors-
go? Peter said,
By the way, April was running the chat. There were so many times where Nick and I were like winding up. We're like, I got a good joke. Here we go. And April would be like, thought I had something, but you've proven me wrong.
Parker, April drops her phone in the hot tub. Don't think I didn't think about it.
That phone
I
is
was
water
willing to risk
resistant.
it. Yeah, I can try.
See, like hot tub streams are not like content-wise. They're not the greatest.
Oh,
Buddy,
lucky Sid.
I know. He's my favorite Indian.
I
man.
forgot about
God's
Sid.
not
Wait, he's
better.
Indian? How many
Oh,
times did he
Sid-
say
Sid's
show
the
Bob's
rat.
in the chat?
I like that line. Show Bob's. No, but it's and then here, yeah, let's go to the end of it. It just kind of ended.
Don't say, wait a tick.
Drop a toaster in there, says Melendez Meat Pocket.
See,
Well, no,
That's rude.
you don't want, no, you
But I
don't
like
want,
a good shock. every
no,
now and
wait a
then.
minute. You don't want to do that because we would all die.
Right. Like somebody did say that in the chat, and your heart is working overtime to do normal functions of the body. Thanks, buddy. Hobo says, wow, get your bingo cards out. April being thirsty. Check. You ain't getting my money says, does Nick even lift? Yes, I have seen it with my own eyes at the gym. Nick lifts. God, it's like you guys have never had a swing stream before. Hobo Chili says, why is everybody so close? Oh, I just read that one. Thos Alman says, Ape married Lady Rackets. There were monetary offers for Nick and I to make out a little bit, but that I don't like because that's just kind of tawdry. Like, I'd rather just do it for free for love of the game rather than, you know, sully the dignity of the whole thing with money. Ugh. Laughing Lion says, Aaron bought Matthew Perry's hot tub for next to nothing. I know, there wasn't even any blood to scrub out of it or anything. It was a steal.
There anymore.
There's 4
Fine.
immaculate tits in bathing suits in a hot tub, and you're sitting there getting angry. You're gay at that point.
I don't think my tits looked good in the bikini I chose. It was too straight across. It didn't show
Oh,
anything.
no, I was talking about Nick and I.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Y'all's tits looked good. I am taking notes from the chat. I've seen a couple people say, oh, not enough April abs. I will sit up out of the water a little more
Of
next
course.
time. I'll wear triangle bikini instead of bralette bikini.
There you go.
Maybe I'll show a little ass. Maybe I'll show the wound on my hip next time. I should have done that. It could have been a giant reveal.
That was your chance.
It is pretty wild and big.
You don't want to do it on members, though. Smaller audience.
I don't want to do it on members.
Oh, of course. Nick, believe it or not, he's a wordier version of me.
The man does talk a lot.
Way too much. Like, it gets to the point where I'm like, you got it. No, you're good.
No.
It's good. And then he goes, no, I insist. I need to keep going. I go, this is only going to damage what you've accomplished.
Any conversations I have with Nick have kind of become me mentally thinking to myself, all right, I will sit the next few plays out. You're
like,
the one driving, champ.
You want to tell him, you want to go, look, you made your point. Like, it's done. Like, you can, but now you say it in your head and you go, just look down until he's done.
Oh, no, I look people straight in the eye when they're
just
talking
right.
to me.
And he just goes, I don't really give a shit. Trucker 18 Wheeler says April got a mold of Nick and Gino, put them together, and Aaron loves it.
Wait. I got a mold of Nick and Gino.
I put them together.
What a
and
fucking
Aaron
lucky girl I am.
Oh, my God.
You could put one in your mouth and your butt. Which one do you want where? Oh.
That's like picking your favorite child, really. Los Federales.
Those are not the same.
Los Federales. I mean, Jesus, man, we're having a little fun with a little nonsense and horseshit here. You don't have to take it to street level, buddy. Hobo Chili Recipe with 199 says April looks like a vaginal fungus.
Well, God, those must be sexy.
What a fun start. You know, the whole swinger rumor has definitely added a fun component to this program.
Not bad.
And by the way, Kiwi Farms thinking that I'm gay with Nick Rekieta. You do. People are like, oh, Kiwi Farms is full of a bunch of autists who never leave their house and they're totally just projecting. I know you think that, but I will say this. In terms of them thinking Nick and I are gay, you have to give them a little bit of credit. If anyone would know what gay looks like, it's the people who inhabit Kiwi Farms. So you can't just write them off and go, oh, they're full of shit. They know what they're talking about.
I'm having a problem with this Kiwi Farms thing.
Yeah.
I thought Kiwi Farms went tits up.
It has like 9 different times.
Well, how does it keep coming back?
It just it gets like a new host.
AIDS.
Yeah. No, AIDS doesn't come back. You just always have AIDS.
Everything flares up sometimes.
Yeah, you can get it worse, but
I don't know.
Still not a good one.
I could be called 3 million times, and I gotta say it wouldn't bother me.
Really?
Yeah.
I can get called 2,026 times.
That's
and we're
your
at
limit?
2024, so I'm starting to redline a little bit.
2 million.
I mean, I know what the fuck you're talking about. I know Gino Bisconti. If somebody was asking me a tweet about how you asked him a spaghetti recipe, I promise I wouldn't be able to help you. I'm waiting for those. People like, hey, man, could you let Nick know that No, I can't. And I won't let him know. Hulkamasha Baby says, the funny is back. Aaron wanted to quit yesterday without you. I had a certain show ready. Johnny had his issues. And then like 45 minutes before the show, I was having that conflict where I'm like, this isn't enough time to get anybody. I'm not going to wake April up out of a dead sleep.
You should have just told me to do the show.
But I still could have, I still felt like I could have got someone.
You could have told me to remote, and I would have pushed through.
And I didn't. You know what? Yesterday was a classic case of indecisiveness will kill.
That's why I messaged you so early. I was like, I gotta give him as much time as I can, and I was like, well, if there's an option, I had just assumed that that April was like, in the rafters if she needed to come down,
like Sting.
Yeah,
she was just sitting there with a duster on and a baseball bat.
My God, it's April, and
as you should. Somebody says the only way Aaron and April separate is if Aaron elopes with Gino, which is a possibility. Mr. Q says, all I know is Nick's wife has pretty eyes. I mean, if you ask Nick and I, we're all just specimen. And the only 2 people who aren't are the 2 of us. By the way, is this telling? I was playing with my ring just while we were talking about that, and it fell off.
Oh, no.
And it went, oh, my God, it's way under there. That is so a sign.
Under there. under there. You're getting divorced because your ring is under there.
Zach Anderson says people have been trying to tell themselves the Reketas are going to divorce for a while now. I don't get why people think that's an own.
Why do
Like-
people want the Reketas to get divorced? What are they invested in that? Is
Right.
there hopes that somehow Miss Rekieta will be available to the rest of you? Like I don't know if you know how that works. It's not like I had to tell
Yeah, there's
somebody
not a
this-
line.
Yeah, I had to tell somebody this on my show because they were talking about the swinging stuff. It came up somehow, and I had to once again state my point of I'm not about that swinger life. I saw it.
Or if you think this guy, he's a piece of shit, then I don't pay attention to him.
Our show very much started out as like a very local thing, so it's much smaller than ROTC right now. And people still love to shit all over the people on this show, like yourself, me, Johnny, it doesn't matter. And yeah, I really do think it's just because we do a good show and they don't.
Oh, Nick letting me know Dom Lucre is not big or intimidating.
Oh, is he listening?
Well, fucking call in, dude, because I don't know
Yeah,
anything about this
call
fucking
me,
guy.
loser face.
Call my phone, though,
I say.
because mine's hooked up to the board.
Yeah, don't call me. He doesn't have my phone number.
We're going to have to do it like Keanu, like this. No, I don't know anything about Dom Lucre, except that Mersh just talked to him about Jews, which is pretty on
Which
brand.
is where the conversation should always go, right?
You really do. You really do very well handling this.
Oh.
I may call in on my drive home, depends how I feel. Oh, are we feeling
Ooh,
melancholy
so like,
and gothic?
So like 7:40ish. Let's peer pressure him into calling.
Yeah. We'll get in a half hour I'll get a message from Nick going, I'm feeling quite melancholy.
I feel.
And it's a deep. And then he'll use bigger synonyms for easier words and then just write really flowery language as to why he can't make it on. And I'll be like, you could have just called and done this.
Probably.
Easy enough. Hobo Chili says, Jesse at Pod Awful hates me. No offense, but Hobo Chili Recipe is not someone to be hated.
Does he like anyone? I truly don't know anything about this guy, but everything I've heard seems like he hates everyone.
Probably likes his mom.
Um,
I mean, she keeps him in SpaghettiOs.
But has he forgiven his mother? What?
One of the best jokes I've ever heard in a while. He says, melancholy. What is he, ordering watermelon or something?
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
Kyle Abbott just writes, don't ever watch The Quartering. Thank you. I love that people are passionate about that.
It did make, did you notice that our friend Nick has a coffee brand coffee t-shirt?
That upset me greatly.
It upset me greatly,
Yeah.
too. I'm like, can we just not do that?
Really, it
please?
actually quasi-angered me,
Ugh.
if I'm being honest.
Is delicious.
My buddy Peach and I, well, if you each grab a couple of beers with your food, it's not the cheapest, but it's cheap for
Well,
Vegas for sure.
It's delicious, though. Egg Slut was absolutely amazing at the Cosmopolitan.
Oh, Peachy. Look at this
Look
guy.
at you, Studley.
Look at this guy. I'd fuck him.
Our friend Nick liked that one.
I would actually fuck that
There was
guy.
one time where he was driving home and he said, to keep him awake, would you send me Studley pictures of Aaron, please? I'm feeling remarkable. And I sent him this picture. He liked it.
This is a picture.
You wear a suit well.
I loved this guy. This guy was so cool. I told him he looked like an old retired boxer.
He
so I
did.
wanted to take a boxing picture with him.
Yeah, I guess we've probably never gone through any of our vacation pictures on here because we typically don't.
That guy's got a fucking ham hock
There's a couple
on him,
cool
too.
ones in there.
Look at that.
Yeah. He's a cowboy.
This is Facebook, so these all have to be okay, right?
What do you mean?
Like, these aren't going to be. I love this
There's
place.
nothing risque.
This is my favorite place in Las Vegas, hands down. If I could go anywhere.
Mine too.
If I could go anywhere in Las Vegas, and if I'm sitting in the room and you're like, where you want to go right now? It's going to be Monte Cristo Cigar Bar.
It's amazing. The drinks, the cigars, the service, the ambiance.
Look at Aaron looking for his cigar.
We met more.
Got his goat, so to speak, and
Like what?
I don't know
though?
what to tell you.
My whole thing is okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but you have to tell me what it is. What could you have possibly taken away from that silly little stream that was so bad? I'm seriously asking. I'd like to know.
in fairness, they really hate Nick.
Okay,
that's-
what is so terrible about Nick?
That kind of colors the whole thing.
I'm
Well,
giving
they were,
all of these people the benefit of the doubt.
You
I
have
just
to
want
understand,
know.
they were all in this. Oh, I'm trying to tell you, they were all in the same circle of the internet, and when you're all in the same circle of the internet for a while, you all have to hate each other. It's like professional wrestling.
So is there a ticking time clock on you and Gino?
No, because we hated each other first. Remember?
Oh, so you have to start that one.
Yeah, we did a face turn. Most of these guys do a heel turn. We did it in reverse. We
Oh.
did heel turn to face turn. They go face to heel. Car and panties. What are you going to buy your panties for?
That is the question.
Yeah,
Do you need those?
What's the fucking point?
I'll take a nice bikini to wear on the hood.
150 away from tonight. Well, now I know what that is. Crunchy Cynicism says, I've never noticed how much Diddy looks like Nick Cannon.
Similar.
Kyle says, Mystical was wild as I love Mystical. I think Mystical's hilarious. He kind of lived the gimmick a little too much, and it creeps me the fuck out.
He's the shake your ass guy, right?
He's shake your
Yeah.
ass. But
I get him and like Juvenile mixed up.
Danger is probably my favorite Mystical song.
Sure.
Danger is a better one than Shake Your Ass, in my humble opinion. Rev Run and DMC were and are the best rappers of all time. Get the fuck out of here with Run DMC. They were great innovators, but the game grew and evolved from what they did and kind of moved past them, which is fine. It happens. You know who was really good?
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes
I
is
love
awesome.
Busta.
Busta Rhymes should be in everyone's
All right.
top 10. I would argue that Busta Rhymes is underrated.
I need blood flow.
That's fine. I would say that.
I just
Wait. Hold on. Can I
I
stop you before this goes any further? I don't understand that statement. You just said, I know you suck a lot of dick. That's mighty presumptuous.
I mean, you're just assuming Gino and
Well-
Nick both have a lot of.
Yeah.
Be a little.
Oh, I mean, I thought that's what all the swinging was for, you know.
You don't think I'm getting?
Anyway. No, not a bit.
I don't like that. Like I'm
No.
fully willing to go with the swinging rumor and the swinging thing. I'm fully ready to go with that because we hang out with some
Full
very
compliance here.
we both hang out. We all hang out with we hang out with some very beautiful people. So if there's a rumor going around that I'm smashing all this, top shelf, I'm fully ready to go with that rumor. The only problem is nobody seems to give me the pussy to crush in the rumor. I'm just always on.
Yeah, because look at your uniform.
Victor, can I get that clipped?
All I'm saying is if you guys are going to make a rumor up about me going swinging, could I at least be having sex with the top shelf beautiful women that you guys are talking about?
But then it won't be believable.
It is. Lady Rackets is fucking gorgeous. That would be a wonderful rumor.
She hates you.
Right, but
She
then
hates you.
okay, so the rumor is we're swinging, and I'm like, oh great, that's top shelf. That's a gorgeous woman. That's a beautiful girl. And then the rumor becomes, oh no, you're fucking Nick. She hates your guts.
Well, actually, the rumor is Nick's you. I mean,
right. So what I'm saying is I'm fully ready to lean into this swinging rumor thing. Can I at least get those of you who are putting the swinging rumor out there to at least throw me a little every once in a while?
but then, like I said, the believability
No,
drops immensely.
because then you're going to have to. Because then the third option is you're going to start telling me, well, that could be my baby. And we all know it's Frank's baby. It's not your baby.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Chrissy and Frank. So I don't get to have sex. Well,
Right.
Chrissy wouldn't have to worry about it being
No.
my baby. I took care of that after kid number 3.
No one's seen that test but you. No, you say that, but nobody knows.
All right. Look, all I'm saying is if you guys are going to run with a swinging rumor, at least give me some pussy. That's all I'm saying.
'Cause I can't get it on my own.
All right. I'll think about it.
Yeah, like the only pussy I get in this swinging rumor is I cornhole or get cornholed by a dude.
I don't know. I'm
is-
old.
What does that mean? I need to know what it means. Levi says April's in it for the money and the pussy, and they are both falling off the trees. April actually, Tridio says if it makes you feel better, Nick is your bottom. I mean, that makes me feel a little better, but I'm still shoving my in a man's asshole. It's not my thing.
I didn't know that Nick was the bottom. I was one of weird thought that Nick was like, the what would you call it? The underdog, like the unknown top. Like
well,
you wouldn't
here's
expect it.
here's
Looks
the
like a twink, but boom.
Here's the only thing. I'm bigger than Nick. I'm like a couple inches taller, and I'm about 40 pounds heavier. So the overpowering.
Yeah, so when you're
is not
laying
an
on the
option.
bed, he doesn't have to worry about you
Bel Air
asphyxiating.
most-
You know, he could just take it.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, Scarface says, I heard the rumor was Gino and April were f***ing while you and Keanu ferocious in the corner while reading super chats. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mr. Nobody says Nick is in the middle. Aaron, him, and he, April. And Tridio says, no, Nick also doesn't touch anything but men. That's so there's all kinds of rumors going around. Apparently, Gino's the only guy getting the good end of it because Nick and I are and Gino has sex with April.
Of course, the Italian stallion is the one locking down all the puss. We know
They don't want the Brennan. Yeah, they don't want the Brennan.
Balls and Wieners is the closest to a yes, and it's play the clip. Word I don't know how to pronounce properly.
Fake
without
it.
Getting in trouble.
Yes, fake it.
Oh, fake it.
Yes, a fake it. D. Gulag says, Kino Casino have been ragging on Nick for years. Tridio says, do PPP and Worski. They did it for like a half hour, though, so I'm going to jump around a little bit.
Okay.
I just kind of like watching people go
Get
off.
Mad at people having fun?
I do. I like watching people go off and get mad, again, at me or at people I'm hanging out with or at something we did on the show where I'm like, well, we had a great time. This was a lot of fun. And they're like, no, I love when they watch it like the Zapruder film. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're like, no, you see here, she's thinking this and he's thinking that and they're actually doing this. And I'm like, I mean, if you guys want to call me and have me on the show and ask me what we were doing and talking about, I'll probably do it. Like, I'll probably, and I'm sorry, everyone who gets worked up about that shit, I always feel bad telling them, you know, it's not nearly as interesting as you guys are making it out to be.
Then I got to listen to you complain about how bad your tongue hurts.
I got a big mouth, a big stupid mouth. I can't keep my big fat tongue out of the way. Aristocrat King Yeti says, you know those bumps you get, April? That came from Aaron's
What?
Wait a minute.
Bumps
Kiff
you
Dunnan
get.
says, would you rather choke to death on your tongue or choke on a cock for 10 minutes but live?
That one.
That is a great question.
The second one can be fun.
For you,
Yes. You're going to live, though.
but I have to live with the fact
first
that
one, you gotta die.
I choked on a cock for 10 minutes.
You can go to therapy.
Nope, they just go right
Dry
in
spit.
dry. That's it's a lot of friction. You start brush fires that way.
Stop it. The butt hairs are the kindling.
Just these little spiky butt hairs, just they go up like a creosote bush. Psycho Shaman Comedy says, does Nick spit on it? I'm not the bottom. I'm a bigger dude. I'm the top.
Wow.
That's the end of that conversation, all right? I'm the top. I'm out here, he's in here.
I say.
I'm on top. And yes, I always give it a courtesy spit. I'm a
I
gentleman.
hope you're
like that.
hydrated so it gets nice and wet. You know, just not a
not a
dry,
stringy,
foamy spit.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Stringy. What kind of spits are you having?
You know, you get that stringy, goopy
I
spit.
don't know.
No, you're not an athlete.
What in the world?
It's understandable. Jeremy S. says, gay men south of Gayman. Exactly. That's the kind of that we're talking about. Absolutely. Glory Days says, listen, if you're going to blame me for something I didn't do over and over again, I might just do it. Exactly. So that guy felt like he was being accused of calling that guy the N-word.
I kind of agree with that, actually. If somebody
Do that. I think these guys are actually pretty good. And they are roasting us this entire 30-minute segment. It's Andy Worski and PPP. They have a show called Kino Casino, and they don't like Nick Rekieta very much, which that's fine. You don't have to like anybody. Shitload of people don't like me. Totally fine. I seem to drive them nuts like Flimsy. I like that. It's nice to have haters. They make you famous, as Tampa Terry once said. But these two don't like Nick, and then they found the hot tub stream that we did. The members-only stream that we did with April, myself, Lady Rackets, and Nick, which I will say this. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. It was silly. It was stupid. People are like, oh, it wasn't the greatest content. Of course it's not great content. It's a f***ing hot tub stream. They're all terrible. None of them are funny. None of them are like great shows, like you're sitting in a studio and you've got an agenda and you've got topics and stories and clips and all. It's a well-organized program. You're sitting there bathing in each other's soup drinking and talking shit into a camera. It's not going to be good. But at the same time, again, 30 minutes. I mean, I can't play the whole thing. So we'll play a little bit of their intro here and then jump around.
Speaking of homoerotic tension, let's go into Nick Rekieta.
Okay. So right off the bat, how am I not supposed to like this fat? What a great segue. And you guys, if you haven't seen the hot tub stream yet, you have no idea how right he is about the homoerotic tension thing. But he kind of nails it. I think April's willing to come back, so I might actually wait because I want her to watch this too. I think she would really like this one, and I think it would cheer her up. Something wonderful to watch this one. Let's see. Hold on. I'm getting a message from her now. We'll see what she wasn't going to take any of today off until you told me to. Well, then you can come back. I was just looking out for you. I wasn't trying to say Keno Casino, watching the Imholte Rekieta hot tub stream. And again, these guys are biased. They do not like Nick. But this is great evidence. This is a great example of how you control a show and still be funny. I was entertained.
Speaking of homoerotic tension, let's go into Nick Rekieta.
All right.
First, I wanted to point this out. Anyway, Rekieta, this was so
odd.
The cope afterwards on the Big Toe Morning Show or Steel Toe Morning Show. I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Steel Toe PPP. I'm giving you a lot of respect, you chubby bitch. Say my name. I'm sorry. You know what? I like the guy. We got off on the wrong foot.
The other guy in the hot tub says that this was Nick Rekieta's idea. He says he didn't want to do it.
What?
But Nick Rekieta told him he had to.
Wait. The other guy.
Wait. Hold on. Was PPP taking me seriously? This is what I love about radio and hate about the internet. Regular, normal, everyday people who kind of get social cues and aren't remarkably autistic. Listen to your radio show. Complete autists listen to internet podcasts. I was around when I said, oh, yeah, Nick totally made us do it. It was 100% Rekieta's idea. When we were at the Rekieta's on that Sunday, and I remember I was watching the NFC Championship game. April and I were watching the NFC Championship game. Nick, not much of a football guy. And we're watching that game, and we said, we got to get home because we have to do the members-only show. And then we were kind of spitballing and brainstorming, and we were like, you know what? We could just do it from the studio here, or we could do it from the hot tub, or we could do it wherever. And the hot tub idea, the girls liked it, and they're like, yeah, we'll do that, sure. I brought it up to Nick. He said, yeah, that sounds great. Blah, blah, blah. So it was kind of an everybody idea. I went on the show on Monday, and I said, oh, yeah, guys, I mean, totally Nick's idea. I mean, I had to do it. Nick wouldn't let me leave until I did a hot tub stream with him. I hate to break kayfabe, but PPP, these internet autists, man, they're so weird with their phrases and terms. They ruin them all because they don't know what they mean. They use them as like shields for themselves. They use like cope and triggered and all these terms, and they don't know what they mean. So they use them wildly irresponsibly, so they don't have to take responsibility for the fact that they're just being angry and trolly. Nobody wants to be just an angry troll. Because I'm pretty boring. I'm excited to go see my buddy who owns an e-cig shop today.
If I drink 2 beers, I might need to take a nap. Holy Lord.
Yeah, I'm going to fill out some paperwork for Johnny. And then I got to decide, do I go see my friend or do I go take a nap? Let me take responsibility for something else.
Sure.
Well, April and I were on vacation in Las Vegas to watch the Vikings games and hang out with some friends.
Okay.
I did bring it up to her that I thought Kayla was very attractive.
And my part of the degeneracy, my part of the weakness was it might be interesting to try this because we knew their reputation. We were aware.
Can you walk me through like the decision process to opening your marriage?
I don't know. Which way does the wind blow? I'm not really sure.
Tell people what a bullet is, because there's not
a little container of cocaine, like you just
easy
put
access. You pull it out of
and
your
you can
pocket,
just
you go
through
like
the
that,
top
and
then
bang. Yeah,
give yourself a little
a
something.
bump. Yeah, fast bump. Yeah.
Worski knows.
Yeah, like Rekieta was telling me too, like in his chat now, it's like, what are you and Imholte doing? Just fucking off all the time and doing drugs? And he's like, oh, Jesus.
How many times did you golf here, do you think?
See, now I was talking to someone before we went on, and they prepped me. They said, Ashton's going to ask some hard-hitting questions.
Oh, yeah, of course he is.
And they prepped me for some of them. One of them was, how many times did you guys have? Yeah, guys don't.
It was
Whoa,
countless.
it was just
It
a
was
lot.
dozens of times.
Like I said, I love
hundreds.
I was obsessed.
Hundreds?
I was obsessed with it. Hundreds?
Hundreds?
No, not
Maybe,
hundreds.
like 800?
In the like dozens to 100.
How many times a week?
At first, we always tried to keep it, or not tried to keep it, but it was always more spouses than other spouse. You understand?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like a once or twice a week thing. I'd say at the peak, 4 or 5 times a week.
hey, let's pick on a guy for a little bit because their show sucks or they don't do a show or they're not any good. Like, subscribe, share, the whole thing.